A big exciting year for Colorado as 5 new FasTracks projects are opening this year. All this and more as we look at the state of transportation on this edition of Connected Colorado. Take the train to the plane is the new slogan for the A-Line from Denver Union Station to DIA. Hi, I'm Wendy Brockman. We are at the new DIA commuter rail station. We'll take a look at the new FasTracks projects, starting right here with the A-Line, open as of April 22nd. A while back, Aurora Channel 8 got the story on the new commuter rail. Let's take a look at that piece and we'll be right back for an update.
That was then. And this is now. The future of mass transit is here.
This is a whole new technology for Denver.
These are the commuter rail cars that will soon travel the East Line from Union Station downtown through Aurora to the airport.
The East Rail line, which will be known as the A-Line when we open up for service in the spring, is a commuter rail vehicle. So it's much different than light rail. It's still electrically powered, so you're going to see the overhead power lines. However, these vehicles are much larger than light rail. They go at faster speeds. We also are able to run side-by-side freight railroad trains. For safety reasons, the Federal Railroad Administration has asked that all commuter corridors that run next to freight have commuter rail cars.
At top speed, commuter rail can travel 79 miles per hour compared to 55 miles per hour for light rail. Testing and commissioning of the A-Line is already underway and will take about a year.
Why is it a whole year to test a new train line when some of our light rail projects have had a much shorter testing period? We have brand new vehicles. Also, we have a whole new set of operators that will be coming on board. We also are a federal railroad. We have oversight from the Federal Railroad Administration on our entire line, and so there's a lot of additional testing procedures that have to go on.
Right now, the cars are only being tested from 40th and Airport Station out to DIA. They'll be tested along the entire corridor in the coming months. It's part of what's called the burn-in process, which includes 1,000 miles of testing per car before the line can be open to the public. The testing also includes training the new operators both in the classroom and behind the wheel, making sure the communication system works, and that all the signals and crossing gates are good to go.
You will notice very soon that our commuter rail trains will be running along our East Rail Line corridor. It runs parallel to Smith Road and 40th Avenue, so you will start to see those trains going through. We just ask for your patience. We know that sometimes those grade crossings might be closed down for those testing procedures, but it's really important from a safety standpoint.
The final testing will take place about a month before the opening to make sure the trains are running on schedule. And while you may hear the train's horns during the testing, you won't hear them once they open to the public.
The entire A-Line is going to be a quiet zone, which means through intersections, trains will not be blowing their horns. Not only do RTD's commuter rail trains have to stop blowing their horns, but that same regulation is required for the freight trains as well. So it's even more important for people within their own vehicles and pedestrians to look both ways before you cross any sort of track.
Testing is also taking place at what RTD calls CRMF.
We're standing right now in the commuter rail maintenance facility. It's a 230,000 square foot facility. We have 66 commuter rail cars coming in by the end of this year. They'll all be serviced here, inspected here. Our operators will train here. Our mechanics are also housed here, as well as our operation control center and our security center.
Inside, the trains are spacious.
Each commuter rail train car that you'll see along the A-Line has 91 seats. And we'll be running in a 2 train car system. It's 2 train cars permanently coupled together. So each of those cars has 91 seats. At max capacity, there's a potential for each train car to hold about 200 people.
The trains also feature level boarding, so they're very accessible. There will be 8 stations along the East Line as it travels from Union Station to DIA, including 2 in Aurora, at Gateway Park, which is at 40th Avenue and Airport Boulevard, and at Peoria Station at Peoria and Smith.
What's great about this station is its connectivity to the I-225 Aurora line, which is opening up later on in 2016.
RTD estimates it will take just 20 minutes to get to DIA from Peoria Station, and you'll also be able to get to downtown in a very short amount of time. Buses will also be available at the station, and when it's finished, it will have more than 500 parking spaces. RTD says the idea is to get you anywhere you need to go, quickly and efficiently.
The A line is not just our airport line, although we're very excited to serve our airport passengers internationally and nationally. This line will service a lot of other neighborhoods such as Park Hill, Morris Heights, Green Valley Ranch, for them to easily connect to work or other recreation activities. We're really excited to add transit options to neighborhoods around the Denver metro area, including Aurora.
It's an exciting time for the history of transportation throughout the metro area, but especially here in Aurora. For Aurora News Weekly, I'm Yasmin Marino.
It's all so very exciting, and joining me again is Tara Battaglia with RTD. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here.
We're actually one of the first TV crews to be on this platform, so this is very exciting. What do you think people need to know about the new commuter rail line?
Yeah, the University of Colorado A line is open as of April 22nd, and it's a very exciting time for the Denver area. It's allowing people to connect from our downtown Union Station to the airport and connect literally internationally, but it also is an important commuter trip for people who live in the Stapleton Green Valley Ranch, Elyria, Swansea neighborhood, so it's just a great, exciting time for RTD.
So how long is that trip from downtown to DIA?
That trip is 37 minutes, so a really, really quick trip. The RTD commuter rail system is much different than our light rail system, and it's a new technology for Denver. People will see when they come and ride the commuter rail trains that they're much larger, they go faster, and they also can hold more people, and so we're going to be moving a lot of people along the University of Colorado A line, so we're very excited to have this new technology here.
How often are the trains running?
We're running trains pretty much all day, every 15 minutes, so the frequency is great. People will be able to easily connect with no problem. Those really early mornings and really late evenings, we're running every 30 minutes, but still great frequency.
How much will it cost?
It's $9 to get to the airport, whether you're on our University of Colorado A line or on a bus. But that $9 will also get you a regional day pass, and that gets you on our entire service all day.
And there will be parking along the way?
Yes, most of our stations are RTD park and rides, and so it's free the first 24 hours, $2 per day after, and then $4 if you're outside of our RTD district, and it's all based on your license plate.
It's not just the A line, you have 4 other projects opening.
Yes, in 2016, we'll have 5 total transit projects opening, and that has never happened in a transportation agency in the world, so it's a very exciting time. We opened up on January 3rd, the Flatiron Flyer bus rapid transit service along the US 36 corridor from Union Station to Boulder. We'll be opening up the University of Colorado A line as of April 22nd, the B line to Westminster this fall, the G line through Arvada and Wheat Ridge later this year, and then the R line in late 2016.
So we are the first in the world to pull this off. How have we made this happen?
Really, it's the voters who really need to be thanked. In 2004, the voters of the Denver region approved the FasTracks program, which put in a sales tax increase to build out this infrastructure. But we also need to thank our regional partners and local municipalities, state government, our federal partners. They were all come together to make this possible. And also the private sector. The project for the commuter rail is a public-private partnership, and we're the largest NP3 in transit in the country, so it's a huge accomplishment.
And you guys are on schedule.
We are. We're on schedule. We're on budget. We've always known 2016 was going to be big, and now we're here and we get to see it come to life, and it's very exciting.
And even beyond that, though, what do you see as kind of the big picture of all of this?
Yeah, so we still have projects within FasTracks to build out, and the sky really is the limit. As if we can continue this collaboration with all of our partners, then we can expand greatly throughout the Denver region. But in 2016, we'll have more connectivity. We'll have people who are able to come to the airport in 37 minutes, and people who visit Denver being able to connect to our entire city. So it's just great for everyone.
This is such a game changer. We've been waiting and waiting, and it's finally here. So we can't wait to ride. All aboard. We're all getting on.
Yes, very exciting.
Thanks, Tara, for having us. How great to get from DIA to downtown Denver and everywhere in between. We'll learn more about the FasTracks project shortly, but first, not every transportation project in the metro area is about that. In Wheat Ridge, for example, a very cool new pedestrian and bicycle bridge was just installed.
We're out on Kipling Street, just north of 41st Ave, installing a pedestrian bridge. The Colorado Department of Transportation had given us a grant to complete a trail from 32nd Ave up to 44th Ave, and part of that trail project was to put in a pedestrian bridge.
What you're seeing behind me here is the bicycle pedestrian bridge being assembled on the roadway bridge in 3 pieces there. They're going to bolt it together, and then we'll have a nice bicycle and pedestrian path along the east side of Kipling Street that people can get to where they need to go.
This is really a great project for the city of Wheat Ridge. It's exciting. I think it's going to be just a wonderful project. I'm very excited about it. It's been in the works for probably a couple years at this point. And watching this bridge go in is going to be really fun. It's an improvement for the city of Wheat Ridge. It's moving our city forward with respect to the healthy environment we want, which includes walking, biking, or any other forms other than automobile transportation.
We've been trying very hard for the last several years to improve our bicycle and pedestrian mobility in the city. Kipling Street, in particular, being a major roadway, doesn't really have any good place alongside it to bike or to walk, and yet there's a lot of destinations people want to get to where people need to go safely. Has been a big accomplishment for us in doing this project.
First off, we set up the traffic control, and Bridge Company delivered the structure. We had XL out here and Comcast Cable, their subcontractors that were in the process of dropping the lines. We needed the lines dropped so that the bridge can be set on the abutments that were constructed prior to today's operation. The manufacturing process by Big R and Greeley made the structure in 3 pieces so that could be shipped to the site. Once it got to the site, then our crane contractor assembled the 3 pieces. They have the adequate cranes here then to lift the whole bridge and set it on the existing abutments.
When I saw the crane, I stopped, and then you mentioned we're putting up a bridge, and I was so excited because to me this is classic Colorado. I grew up here and played in these fields as a kid and remember this land, and this still captures that essence, and on bike there's no better way to enjoy it. Really, the whole Metro corridor is beautiful, but I think Wheat Ridge is the most innovative right now and probably the most beautiful part of the trail in my book. There's so many trees and the river. Oh yeah, it's such a joy to see it come together.
This is kind of a major undertaking. It's taken a lot of cooperation with a lot of people, a lot of agencies, jurisdictions. Kipling Street, of course, is owned and maintained by CDOT, so we've had to work closely with them in using their bridge for this staging. Also, the traffic control, we're causing a few backups on Kipling here, so CDOT has been a great partner in this.
We want to really look after federal funds. Colorado Department of Transportation gave us a grant to build this project, so we got to make sure when we use those funds and build this project, we're looking after public funds and make sure that we get it done right, get it done right the first time, and done safely. This is the type of work that I really enjoy doing. It's a sense of pride in providing the citizens of Wheat Ridge a great trail and a safe place to basically walk up and down Kipling. It was pretty hazardous prior to this. Once we get this trail done, you'll see a very safe 10-foot wide trail that gives them a place to go from 44th up to 32nd.
I really want to congratulate the city staff because this is a long-term Dr. Cog project. They went after the grant. They did what they had to do to get this done for our city. It's a sizable amount of federal dollars have come into our city to provide this bridge, which will be really, really wonderful for our citizens.
You know, it's a great feeling, I think, to get a project in the ground constructed that has really been in the works for quite a while. It, you know, was a long process in getting to this point. You know, it started with doing a bicycle and pedestrian plan that the community put together through a long public process to kind of set the stage for doing projects like this. And when you finally see something physical like this, it's actually getting assembled and put together and put in place. It's very gratifying after a long process.
It is so cool. We live in such a beautiful part of the world, and you really get to experience that on a bike. This town is so perfect for biking, and what you guys are doing is a real blessing in my book. You got to come out here and see it.
Now that makes me want to get out and bike Wheat Ridge. Now, while the FasTracks projects are under construction, there might be some inconveniences, but in Arvada, they have a great way to get around things. A new shuttle in historic Old Town.
How you doing? Good morning. Do you need a ride?
Check it out, it's the new shuttle in Old Town. Cara Chavez is an Arvada resident. She's seen it driving around, and this is her first ride. On June 1st, 2015, the free shuttle service rolled into action.
Good morning.
Tim Steinhaus volunteered to take the wheel.
I just enjoy the people so much.
With so much construction going on with the new Gold Line commuter rail, parking is at a premium. So the city and the Old Town Business Improvement District teamed up to help. The shuttle is a convenient way to get people where they need to go.
The city bought the shuttle and fitted it with passenger seats and so forth so that people have a convenient way of accessing Old Town even during the construction.
If you see the shuttle, you can flag it down. Or visitors, employees, and residents can park in the lots down the hill on Old Wadsworth or down the hill on Vance Street north of RTD parking.
So this is one of the lots that we pick up at.
It comes by about every 15 minutes.
I think we've gotten really good reaction from the merchants and from the employees. Just the citizen on the street waves, and they wave and they smile. So I think we get a lot of good comments and good reactions.
Steinhaus says about half his riders are locals, half are tourists, and they all have questions.
What are some good restaurants in town, in Old Town? What's going on? When's the light rail going to start? When's those apartments going to be finished? Things like that.
Can you parallel park this thing?
Oh yes. It's just like a car.
Maybe just a little bumpier.
The shocks on this are not that good. No.
It goes about 20 miles per hour and is electric. With an overnight charge, it runs for about 5 hours.
How you doing?
And with Tim behind the wheel, you always enjoy some friendly conversation.
Hey, are you here for lunch or just the shop or? Came for coffee. Coffee, okay. And that's what I love about the job so much, really helping people out.
During this introductory phase, the shuttle runs 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and then again from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. There is no service on Sunday and Monday afternoons or Tuesday mornings.
Morning.
So if you see Tim or one of the other drivers, wave them down and enjoy the ride. What a great way to get around. Now, while the commuter trains are opening up, we've had light rail for many years. And the transportation hub for the entire metro area, commuter and light rail, is in the newly renovated Union Station. Let's take a look at that and a behind-the-scenes look at the light rail control center.
All right, you ready to go for a ride? Maybe take a look at what happens behind the scenes. I know I am. Let's go. All right, here we are riding the E line of the light rail, and I'd like you to meet Lydia. You're an operator here, but you've been doing this for a while.
Yes, I've been doing this for about 8 years now.
Really? So what does it mean to be an operator? What do you do?
It means everything. I operate the train. I take people to their destinations, make sure to get there in a timely fashion, safe, and everything like that. So I like it. I really love my job.
So what do most people find surprising about your job as an operator?
That we actually control the trains, that we drive it. They think it's automated, like we don't control it, which we do. We do everything.
So you are the driver.
We are the driver. It's not a computer driving it. We control everything in there.
That's right. Next time, remember Lydia. She's the one that's driving your train for you. It's not a robot, it's Lydia.
That's right, not a robot at all.
Ah, here's the newly restored Union Station, opened in July of 2014. The light rail station was relocated to Chestnut Street as part of the big transformation here. The station is just west of the historic Union Station building.
Oh, did you know this is where you can pick up the free 16th Street Mall shuttle?
To get to Union Station from the light rail stop, you go through the very cool new 22-gate underground bus terminal. It serves 16 bus routes in all directions.
This is the brand new Union Station Transit Center. Take a look at these brand new white canopies. They're huge and gorgeous. Another cool thing is this is where the commuter trains are going to run to DIA. That happens in 2016. But really everything, it starts right here. And did you know that Amtrak is already operating out of here?
By the way, the new commuter rail cars can travel at speeds of 79 miles per hour, compared to 55 miles per hour of light rail. Now into the historic Union Station and the Great Hall. The building's been transformed into a hotel, restaurants, and shops.
Union Station is the transit hub of the whole metro area with multiple transit options in one location. Hey, did you ever wonder how the light rail is controlled? Let's find out. Now, I can't tell you where we're going, that's top secret, but it's not here. Let's move. This is where it all happens. We're inside the light rail control center. Take a look at these screens. This is really where it all happens. It's pretty complex. Let's see if we can find out more. This is really the nexus of all the light rail. What exactly happens inside this room?
Well, we're monitoring trains, making sure everybody's on time, schedules. We communicate with emergency groups. If there's an incident, we're responsible to get everything back on time, passengers moving.
I mean, I'm almost say this is like the air traffic control center of the light rail.
It's very similar to an air traffic controller. We can see all the trains moving on the alignment. We have their schedules. We know if they're running on time, if they're early. Try to keep things running smoothly.
Light rail control. This is where it all happens.
If you do, just come into Lima.
Okay. This is your cut trip, correct?
What were you doing talking in the microphone?
Actually, we had this time of day, some of our trains are pulling off the main line after rush hour, so we're getting them stored in the tracks here. Into peak hour here, so we have a lot of extra trains coming into the yard there. During peak hours, we provide a lot of extra service for our passengers.
So it all comes down to you right here.
It's basically like a cardiovascular everything out there. Everything's fine if it's moving there and on time and safe, so that's our job to keep things moving and our passengers happy.
So I'm wandering around the light rail yard, and guess who I tracked down? Gary from the Light Rail Control Center. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So you have to tell me, what exactly is going on with all of this stuff?
Well, what you're seeing behind us right here is what we call a retrofit of an older train. It's brought into this facility. It's completely stripped down. You can see it doesn't have any of the headlights in there. The interior is completely stripped down. And we retrofit it with all brand new equipment, new floors, new seats, and it's a brand new train basically when it comes out at a much lower cost than ordering a brand new train from the factory. So we utilize the equipment we have, it extends the life frame of that, and it's more effective for us cost-wise. So.
All right, so I know what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this the Light Rail Makeover Center.
Absolutely.
Brand new makeover, they get a new shiny face, and we're all happy.
Everybody's happy.
Happy light rails makes the world go round. So, have you ridden the light rail? Have you been to the new Union Station? You should, because it's awesome.
Another great transportation project is the Flatiron Flyer bus service from Boulder to Denver. It opened in January of this year. Let's take a look at a piece that was produced shortly before the opening.
The US 36 corridor provides access to exciting places to live and work.
Along this corridor, you will find a rich blend of global companies, federal research labs, and the University of Colorado Boulder, to name a few. Recent transportation investments reflect the innovative nature of the businesses that call this region home. The US 36 Express Lanes project is a partnership between RTD, the Colorado Department of Transportation, and local communities. When completed, you'll have more travel options, including a new service for transit riders. Introducing RTD's Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT. As part of RTD's FasTracks plan, approved by voters in 2004, the BRT service, called the Flatiron Flyer, will be reliable and fast, with frequent service allowing for simple, schedule-free travel all day long. Riders can choose express service with very few stops, or the all-station option, which gets you to more places within the US 36 corridor, providing you with easy connections to DIA and other parts of the metro area. The new express lanes will be congestion-free for carpools and those willing to pay a toll. 2 general-purpose lanes will be free for other travelers. The Flatiron Flyer will use the express lanes, and as an added bonus, it can drive on the highway's shoulder to bypass slow-moving traffic, helping you get to your destination on time. Frequent service is a hallmark of BRT, so the Flatiron Flyer will run every 4 to 15 minutes during peak hours and every 15 minutes throughout the day in both directions. There will be 6 BRT stations: Sheridan, Church Ranch, Broomfield, Flatiron, McCaslin, and Table Mesa, where riders can transfer between regional and local service. In Boulder, the Flatiron Flyer will serve the downtown Boulder station and Boulder Junction at Depot Square Station. Even waiting for the Flatiron Flyer will be better. The new BRT stations will feature large canopies to protect you from the weather and provide you with enhanced lighting and security features. Getting on the bus will be faster because you can buy your ticket before boarding. Everything you want to know about schedules and arrival times will appear on large digital monitors. The new BRT buses are comfortable to ride with reclining seats and footrests. Each seat even comes with a USB port and 120-volt outlet to charge your laptops, cell phones, and tablets. And each bus can carry up to 8 bicycles. Cyclists will be able to enjoy a safe and direct commute on the 18-mile US 36 bikeway with connections to RTD stations along the way. You can't miss the Flatiron Flyer. Just look for the smiling bus in its distinctive blue and orange colors. The Flatiron Flyer is coming to the Northwest region, bringing a new and better way to travel along US 36. Check out these websites for more information. The Flatiron Flyer, hitting the road in 2016.
As you can see, 2016 is an exciting year for transportation. We hope you'll take advantage of some of these great options. We'll see you next time on Connected Colorado. All aboard! With several new rail lines opening this year, including the long-awaited commuter rail to DIA, it's all about transportation on the next edition of Connected Colorado, Thursdays at 8.